Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Thursday night here at Lakota East High School, home of the Thunderhawks. Tonight we have another conference matchup between Lakota East and the Fairfield Indians as the boys come out onto the pitch. The weather went from good to a little damp as we see orange skies to the south in black and silver, not the black and silver Lakota East skies that we want to see, but with rain in them. So going to make the pitch a little bit damp here as things were looking really good, but looks like we're going to get a brief shower here just as we get ready to start the game here between Lakota East Thunderhawks and the Fairfield Indians. East coming off a 4-game losing streak, just lost to Middletown and have been struggling getting the ball in the goal, where Fairfield is coming off a 1-game win over West, 2-1. We always like to hear that. And tied to my old alma mater at the LaSalle Lancers. So Fairfield finding their way through the GMC, finding the back of the goal. And right now the Lakota East Thunderhawks struggling just a little bit to find the back of the net. And hopefully tonight they will be able to do that as they get ready to start the game here. East right now sitting at 4-8-2 overall, and the Fairfield Indians 7-6-2 overall in play. Fairfield sitting right around 4th place in the GMC as the Hawks started off with the ball going back and then back forward to the Indians as they send it to center field. There's a couple of headers there. Now Fairfield takes it down the right-hand side, tries to go to the center. East sends it back up to the midfield. And ball's out of bounds. Looks like that'll be an East throw in. As Austin throws that in up to Jade, and he takes it down to the goalie. He's just going to find his man quickly in the center of the field. They'll cross field as East gives pursuit, and Fairfield looks to bring it back up the left-hand side. And after some good defense by the Hawks, they get a turnover with a quick throw in by the Hawks. So, folks, we're going to do the best we can tonight. Working a little thin up here in the booth, all by myself. My name is Dave Royce. Normally you'd hear me on Friday night, which will be tomorrow night, when the football team will be playing here at the Hawks Nest. Nice through ball by Fairfield, but the teammate can't catch up with it. Number 14 there for the Fairfield Indians, Tanner Bierman. We'll talk about him in a minute. As Austin comes back to the sideline looking for the throw in, finds his open man. That's Ty. He sends it up through the middle. Down along the far end there. As East trying to control the ball. Now the Indians steal. As now Fairfield goes with a nice through ball. And East defends that out of bounds. So just underway here at Lakota East. We're at the 37-minute and counting down, as no one has scored yet in these early minutes. Both teams seem to be just kind of feeling each other out, going back and forth, as that'll be out of bounds on Fairfield. Another throw in by East up the sidelines, and East couldn't hold on to that one. Now the ball comes towards us at midfield as East applies the pressure. Nice steal by number 15, I think that was, Jackson Hummer. Looks like Gavin Hook will have the ball. Nope, he'll hand that off to Gavin. Makes a nice kick down inside the box as it gets headed out. And East comes up with the steal in midfield. And the Indians take it right back as they toss it way down. 50-50 ball here as Marcus Fields comes out of the goal. He's in between the pipes tonight. I think we're going to see a little bit of change up here tonight as this is senior night. They recognized, I believe, 14 total seniors on the Lakota East squad. So shout out to all those seniors. As they battle with the ball. As Gavin Hook now East takes a shot down middle field as there's a race to the ball. Clean play, the referee says, play on. And that'll be a throw in by Fairfield. Little give and take up the sidelines. Now Austin will throw that back in as he was looking for Ty. As number 14, Bierman takes that ball initially and then shoots it down the sidelines. They say it went out on East. As the ball goes out of bounds again. Looks like it'll be a throw in for Fairfield. Just going to, we were talking about number 14 there, Bierman for the Fairfield Indians. He leads the GMC both in points and assists. So a number to watch here tonight in white, number 14, as I'm sure they are going to try to get him the ball as much as they can. As number 11 for the Indians dances with the ball. Kedrick. And there's a heavy boot by our defenders. So defense pulls up, looking for the throw in to the midfield. Looking for one of the middies there. As both Hawks go in and converge and steal that ball away, trying to get it up through the middle of the field. There's a nice pass through to the forwards. He takes a shot, and it's wide left. I'm going to get a replay of that here. You see the Hawks bringing it up through the middle. That was number 11, Abar, and the shot by Zane just goes a little far left. And we get a whistle. And it looks like the Hawks will have a free kick there, maybe offsides by Fairfield as Gavin boots it deep down to the middle, just right above the penalty box. And a nice center pass as Fairfield tries to head that out of there. And East brings, looking for a little give and go there, but now East comes back and battles. As number 12, Ty Langhorn, takes that ball out of bounds, and Austin has another throw in there. East doing a pretty good job tonight trying to control the pace. As that'll go out the goal line, so this will be a goalie kick. And he takes a quick one just over to his defender. They try to go up the left-hand side, but they kick it out of bounds. So that'll be a turnover to East. And looking for one of those big long throw-ins. And there's a nice header. Looking for the backside, nobody home. And Fairfield just kicks it out. So Gavin, I think, comes all the way across field from the throw-in. I think he's going to take the corner kick as he sets things up down there in the corner. Adjust the flag a little bit. Calls for his play. Nice shot right through the middle. Oh, it hits the top bar. We'll get a nice shot here as Gavin sets up. Nice kick right in the middle. There's a header, goes up, hits the crossbar. Another header up and over. I think that second one was by Zane. As Fairfield gets it out of there quickly up the sidelines, but out of bounds, and ball goes back over to East. As we get our first substitution. Kobe Foster comes in, number 20. And number 2, Brian Perez. Again, I think Coach Jeremy trying to work those seniors in on senior night. As Kobe usually is back in the pipes, I think he's going to do some switching duties tonight, a little field play, and then I think he's going to go back in the pipes maybe in the second half. As the Fairfield Indians bring it up wide right, East sends it back over midfield. East has it at midfield, trying to go up the middle. Not a bad idea, and Fairfield intercepts that ball. As they set up, change field. And now they go back to the far side. So Fairfield doing a pretty good job of bringing the ball from one side to the other diagonally, and then working it back to the outside as they kick it out of bounds, and that'll be goalie kick for East. Gavin gives it another good boot, looking for his forwards up front. As that was a really nice trap by the Fairfield player, taking that ball out of the air with his body. As they control the ball now, down on the far side, there's a shot on goal. Covered up by the East goalie as he walks it back out, assess the situation. Looks like he's going to punt. Yep. Gives it a good boot up over midfield as East sends it down, now looking to take possession. Nice tackle play by East to slow that play down. And I think we're going to get our first substitution for Fairfield, number 20 leaving. And Jarrell Mosey comes in for Fairfield Indians. As Will was applying the pressure there on the initial throw-in for East. Now there's going to be an interception at midfield. And quickly defended back to Fairfield. As they now take the ball down the left-hand side as Gavin battles over there. And that's going to be off him, so Fairfield's going to get their first corner kick. Sizes things up, sends it to the middle. Nice header straight out. Gavin Hook with the header. Initially on the corner kick, and then Fairfield comes back through with the header. Easily defended by the East goalie. Oh, nice pressure by the Fairfield Indians. They steal the ball, and that's going to be the first goal for the night. Here you're going to see the replay as East starts the ball in from the goalie, crosses fields. Here comes the pressure, and the steal by number 16 by Fairfield, just wide open with a point-blank shot. Gavin Money, and he gets all the money on that shot that he wanted. There's a shot of Gavin with the steal. Number 14 there, Tanner Bierman, that we were talking about earlier. And Tanner also leads the GMC in goals. So again, we'll keep a close eye on number 14 as Fairfield's forward. Money has the ball back again as it goes through. And he seems to be on fire now after that goal, with a lot of extra energy around the field. As East sends it back to the Fairfield defenders, they come up right in front of the East bench. And there's a through ball that's going to go roll down to the goalie. Looks like he'll set up for a punt. And sends it over midfield, but East can't get there to trap it down. And Fairfield boots it out of bounds. Quick throw in by Will. As East is trying to get down into the sense of pressure. Got it. Looking for a shot here as he's battling against two defenders. And East had an opportunity there. As that was number 16 down there, Will. As the Indians send it way down the right-hand side. Number 5 gets beat there. And Gavin comes over and helps out. His partner, Yazin, was trying to battle there. And number 11, Ains for the Fairfield Indians, took it away. It's going to be set up for a corner kick here by the Indians. They send it in, a little off mark, as East is able to tap it up and out. Fairfield runs it down and sends it back to their defenders at midfield to set things up. And bring the ball down the middle. Now they take it over to the corner as Fairfield tries to catch up with it and keep it in bounds. Couple give and take battles over there in the corner. And now Fairfield trying to change field sides. Trying to come over as they try to get a through ball through. And now there's a race for it. As Fairfield gets down in there to battle it up. But the Hawks are going to come out on the winning side of that. As number 8 gets down, or is that 5 for Fairfield? Giving up the body. Brady Knox there with keeping it down inside the offensive zone of Fairfield, but now the Hawks are able to get it up, and we're going to get another substitution for Fairfield. Number 9. Camden Blackwell comes into the game. And number 22, Cunningham for Fairfield in. So some fresh legs. Oh, there was an opportunity stolen away by East as Ains had a shot about 10 feet in front of the goalie and quickly defended by the Hawk defenders. That'll bring up another corner kick here. As Fairfield boots it, everybody goes into the wall there. And there's a shot that goes wide. And that'll be a goalie kick. So the Hawks spread out. Goalie sets things up. Giving his players some time to get upfield. Puts a foot into it. Brings it well over midfield there. And Fairfield comes down with it. Goes inside, outside right here. Looking for number 10 down the side. That's Brian Venezuela. As Fairfield throws it in back to their defenders. As the black and silver clouds from the north are rolling in, and we're going to get a little bit of light rain here on the pitch. Hopefully this won't last long and affect any play as the boys continue on. But things could get a little bit slippery. There goes Venezuela. He's got some speed. He outruns the East defender, but the ball goes out of bounds. And they're going to say last touched by East, so there'll be a throw in for Fairfield. As number 3 assesses the situation, tosses it in. Nice header out by Will. And Fairfield controls as they take a little boot from just beyond midfield. Little soft boot, gave the goalie just a little bit of hectic, and he was able to knock it down. Sometimes those soft shots in soccer and lacrosse, hockey, are the hardest for the goalies. But the East goalie hangs there and uses his hands to get it out of the way. Now after the corner kick, the corner man comes back in. Nice shot and a huge save by the East goalie. As you were going to see another shot here after the corner kick. Comes back to the corner. He sets it up again. There's a header and the diving save by the East goalie there. Now the ball comes up the left-hand side as Kobe was battling for that ball, and East just boots it down. And the Fairfield goalie just taps it up to his defenders. They'll take it back to the center of the field and right up the middle. Over to the wing. Coming down the left-hand side. It's a good race there, as Bierman was trying to bring the ball down that lane for the Fairfield. Going to get a couple of more substitutions here, it looks like, for Fairfield. 2 come in, 2 go out. As there's a loose ball up the middle, as Colby's fighting for it, pushes it back a little further, and the Fairfield defender just sends it back to the goalie to reset things as they start coming up again the left wing. There's a nice through ball. No offsides there. I was thinking maybe an offsides as the goalie jumps, knocks it down, and then covers it up. As he shouts over towards the ref, I don't think he liked something there, as he had it first knocked down and went for the cover. As now East is able to intercept that ball. Looking for possession, as this last couple of minutes here, Fairfield has been able to possess the ball quite a bit and control play. And East needs to try to get some possession here and control the ball down into their offensive zone, as they're looking for a pass there from the wing. As East will maintain possession with the throw in. High spinner is headed out by Ty. As East sends it back, there's a tackling slide that ended up being unsuccessful. There's a through ball as East and Fairfield run it out, and great job there by number 16, Will Hammond, knocking the ball away. And there's a shot that's going to be up, over, and through the goalpost. This should be a goal kick, as goalie's giving his teammate some time to get upfield. He waits, pops it up. Nice header at just short of midfield. And another nice header by Colby Foster there. And that one goes out of bounds, as Fairfield throws it in, and I think that was a tackle 25 didn't want to take in the wrong spot. Fairfield takes possession, but looking for a pass, and their midi falls down, so East tries to intercept that, and now trying to control the ball. There's a boot way down the left-hand side, but out of bounds. As East brings it back in, Gavin makes a long shot down the middle, looking to make something happen to the forwards. Now East has possession as they go down into the corner. There's a centering pass, looking for someone in the middle, and the Indians are able to get that out, but East recovers. Take it back to the defense. Gavin sends one forward. But doesn't find a teammate heading in towards the goal. thought we had a goalie kick, but it looks like the free kick, maybe, by the Fairfield defender. As Gavin brings it up, looking for a seam. And that looks like it's going to go out of bounds on Fairfield. Hawks do a quick throw in. Working it along the sidelines here. Nice play. Good pass. Looking for someone to get towards the middle. As Colby tries a tackle there. A lot of pushing and shoving now as the boys start getting together there. Hawks looking for a goal here to tie things up with 11:30 remaining in the first half. As there's one that slips through, but the goalie gets it and does a quick throw up. Looking for his winger on the left-hand side. There's a nice pass over to Colby, but he gets caught from behind. And the ball goes out mid-field to Fairfield. They're sending things back to their defenders. A lot of controlled possession here by Fairfield Indians as they go from outside in. And the Hawks are able to clear that. Nice volley there by the Hawks, taking the ball down. And comes back up and out on East. Fairfield controls the ball still. Back to their middies. Middies try to pass through and goes a little too far. And looks like East is going to have some substitutions. Number 10 and number 15. So Jade comes in for the Hawks and Jackson as number 14 Austin gets a breather. And number 20, Kobe Foster. As the Hawks come across midfield on the attack. Looking for something to happen down here in the offensive zone. As the Fairfield defender stays under control, they'll tap that back to their goalie. He throws one up the right-hand side towards the East bench, but out of bounds before the Fairfield midi could get there. And now the East tries a quick throw in and unsuccessful off of the forward's foot and out of bounds. So throw in by Fairfield to the middle. They'll keep it up the middle for now as they attack midfield. Way off sides back there. As they were looking for a quick strike there, I think. And now they take it down the left-hand side as East plays some defense there and intercepts. As Gavin Hook puts a big foot into it and sends it down the other way. Now Bierman has the ball for Fairfield. That's their guy as they're now on the attack. And East comes the other way as they go down the sidelines. Can 16 catch up to it? No. Will was looking there and just led him a little too far as he had some open field there in front of him. It's a nice trap by the Indians to knock it down. Little header action and a nice volley by the East. Turns around, spins, tries to shoot, but goes wide left. As Fairfield goalie goes back to retrieve the ball. Puts it into play, straight over to his defender. Fairfield has this very slow start out of the defensive zone, very slow, methodical, short passes, and then they seem to turn it on and get the pace going there at midfield. As now we're going to have a whistle there. A little too much banging. Be called on Fairfield, so East will start with the free kick here in the offensive zone. Gavin boots one up. Everybody goes up. And there's a big kick in the air. Gavin heads one. Tries to volley. Gets knocked down from behind. Somebody from the bench must be hollering. The ref was saying, "I got it," as hook goes in. There's a loose ball. Goalie's down, and that's going to be a goal for East. And we'll get a replay here as Gavin has the free kick going into the wall of folks there. The goalie tries to go grab it early, and reverse kick by, I think that was number 17, Jacob, and gets the Hawks off the schneid tonight and ties this up and gets them off the schneid for the last few games here as the Hawks find the back of the net with the backwards kick, as you saw there on the replay, for a goal at the 5:09 point here in the first half, all knotted up. There's Jacob. Smiling, feeling good about that goal. So Fairfield starts it back up. Goes back to their defense with a big boot that's going to go out of bounds. Here in the defensive zone of East. It's a big throw in. As Jade was looking to come down with that. But the Indians take it, shoot it forward, and the East goalie will scoop that up. The rain is to a slow miss, but I'm sure that has put a little bit of dampness out there on the pitch, so I'm sure things are getting a little slippery. I'm sure the ball's a little damp. As the ball will go out of bounds off of Fairfield. And Jackson Hummer will have the throw in. So we had a substitution by the Hawks. Juan Bartolme went in, and Sean Dickerson now in for the Thunderhawks. And just as I say, the rain was almost ready to stop. It kicks right back up with a little bit of a breeze as the umbrellas come out here in the stands. Coming down just a little bit harder now than it was before. Our camera crew, though, hanging tough out there. as they're getting a little bit of a breeze with this rain here. So thanks, fellas, out there battling the elements. As East now takes it up the middle, down into the corner, as they'll get to it and try to center, but to no avail. As that rain is coming straight out the press box here. Gonna have to turn my windshield wipers on to see the field here. As the Indians have the ball through mid, then they go back to defense. And now that's a steal by East. East playing with a little more pep in their step here after that goal. I think that got the boys fired up quite a bit. As there's a race for the ball, trying to save. Nice hustle by Ty Langholm, trying to keep that ball in play for East. As we come to the 2 minutes warning in the half. There's a shot and a ricochet save. Oh! As the Hawks almost went up 2-1 there on a great shot and a good save by the Indian goalie, but the Hawks had a second chance at that and went wide. As Gavin Hook comes way down, he's going to do one of those monster throw-ins. As he goes deep, there's a header, and Fairfield just taps it forward. As East is looking to take control, and he'll get knocked down from behind, and we'll hold things up right there. And East will maintain possession in the offensive zone here at midfield. Gavin just all over the field with these big boots and throw-ins as he sends one down towards the box. Hawks trying to keep it down in there. As there's a boot forward and a volley out. Getting a little bit of a breeze here. As the ball goes sailing deep towards the goal, and that is exactly the wind is blowing right to left on your screen. And that'll bring us to the halftime as you see the rain and the wind coming down here at the Hawk Nest. Lakota East 1, Fairfield Indians 1.
Hi, I'm Justin Eckstein with Westchester Township TV. In partnership with Lakota Schools and Westchester Township, we are now going to be live streaming select games, and we're super excited about it. Feel free to follow us on our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, and you'll be able to see the links to live stream those games. Also follow us on our YouTube channel. And if you would actually like to come out and work with us and volunteer, we have opportunities for that, and you can find that on our website as well, westchesteroh.org. Thanks.
Don't bury Randy. Get the fob out.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hawks Nest, where we have an exciting game going on here right now tonight between your Lakota East Thunderhawks and the Fairfield Indians, all tied up 1-1 as play went back and forth pretty well in the first half. Both teams kind of filling each other out at the beginning there, and then Fairfield kind of took control of the ball there in possession and got the first score. But then East came back in the last 5 minutes there and found the back of the net for the first time in a couple of games and knotted this thing up 1-1 and almost had a second chance there right before the half as a free kick went in and a great save by the Fairfield Indian goalie, and the Hawks had a second chance at it but just came up empty. And so we're at 1-1 here, getting ready to start the second half as the Fairfield Indian has come out, and the weather has gone from good to bad to worse as the rain came out, the wind picked up, and now things seem to be calming down a little bit as the rain is starting to slow down and the wind is starting to slow just a little bit. Probably not enough for my camera crew up top, but thanks guys for the pictures and hanging in there. And just want to give a shout out to Westchester Cable Television for providing this broadcast. So follow them on all your social media there and pass the word and the links out that Westchester Cable TV is your place for Lakota sports. Whether it's soccer tonight, football tomorrow night, boys and girls, east, west, these guys cover it all. And we are happy to bring it out to you guys. So as the second half gets underway here, the Indians will take possession initially as they go back to their defense as they try to pass it up on a through. As the ball's kind of bouncing around. A couple of players dancing here and there with the ball as it kicks back out through the Fairfield defense. They'll reset here right in front of us as they try to go inside out, and the Hawks are able to break that up. Ty Langhorn there again, forcing the issue back into Fairfield's defensive zone. Now they bring it up through mid and over to the wing here. As the defender comes way forward, and East is able to steal that away, and coming down, Ty has it. He's going to go back, reset things up as Gavin puts a foot into that one, looking for Brian Perez here. And I have to say the Hawks have done a really great job. We talked earlier in the broadcast about number 14 there for Fairfield, Tanner Bierman, who is leading the GMC in points and assists, and second the GMC with goals, and they've done a great job defending him, kind of keeping him quiet so far in the first half as Fairfield boots it down, and that'll go into, I think that is Kobe now in goal, as they change out at the half. So Kobe Foster now in between the pipes playing goalie for the Lakota East Thunderhawks. As the Hawks come down providing some pressure, and Fairfield shoots that back to their goalie. And I think they've swapped out goalies for this half as well. Nice defense there by the Hawks, but come up empty-handed. As Fairfield applying the pressure down the left-hand side. Hawks say it went off of Fairfield, and they're going to win that argument. So just underway here in the second half. Just under 37 minutes. If you're just rejoining us, Hawks and Fairfield Indians still knotted at 1. As the goalie sends it up, header comes down. Zane tries to control that. There's a shot that goes high and just above the crossbar. That was Jacob taking that shot. He had the first goal in the first half for the Hawks. As he comes up with the interception there. And the Hawks take it down, and is that going to be back over to, nope, they're going to say still Lakota ball. And I guess there was a whistle there with our windows closed. Missed that whistle. As the Hawks are setting up for a free kick. Indians have a short wall up front, making him kick over top and sends it in as East tries to grab possession there. As Fairfield defends that well and gets it back up to midfield, but Hawks then grab possession back. Abar goes over to Zane. And it's going to be out of bounds on Fairfield. So Gavin Hook comes down for one of those big monster throw-ins as he runs, sets his feet, slings it in there. And Fairfield's able to head it out and then kick it forward. And the midi drops it, waits for his defender to come up for the throw in. Number 15 for Fairfield. Juan. As there's a nice tackle play by East. And the goalie will grab that. So Ty Langhorn with the nice tackle from behind and puts that ball back into his goalie with a punt way over midfield, and Hawks trying to gather that up as the Indians kick it out of bounds. So they'll have the throw in on the right hand side. Gavin boots one down the middle, looking for a pass heading towards the goal. Now he zips it up here to Zane as he battles with a couple of Indians. Nice steal there. As now the Hawks have the ball, go inside if they can keep control. And they lose possession as Fairfield takes it down the left-hand side. Oh, nice dribbling down there in the corner by the Indians, but Gavin stays put, holds his ground, gets the ball back up towards midfield. There's a centering pass, but nobody home for the Indians. As now number 5 comes up with the ball for Fairfield. They reset. Try to make a pass towards the center, and Hawks are able to clear that out. Nice dribbling there by the Hawks. Midi and boots it down towards the goalie. He'll get it and roll it out to his defender right in the center as he shoots one down towards the East bench and out of bounds. Number 2 asking for the ball, Brian Perez. And Gavin throws it in towards him. And Fairfield comes down with possession as the Hawks try to defend over there on the far side. Going to get a whistle there on the partial tackle. So Fairfield's going to get a free kick right around the 30-yard line there on the football field as they send it in towards the box. And Kobe jumps up and grabs that one down. Takes a big arm swing, throws it up to his man on the right-hand side here. Number 11 streaking down. Abar was trying to beat the defender. And, Fairfield thought they had that change of possession, but the referee puts his hand the other way. And East will hold on to it as they bring it to center. There's a kick, goes up and, just hits behind the crossbar, as I think he had the goalie burnt there as he was backpedaling trying to catch up to that. And about another 1.5 feet just under that bar, I think he would have snuck it in as it hit right behind. The goalie, Rezo. And there's a shot and a goal by the Thunderhawks as the team comes running in. We'll see the replay here. Gavin with the corner kick. Goes a little long, but a beautiful header by Jacob again. Jacob Nijon with both goals tonight with a great header you saw there on the replay. And the Hawks go up 2-1 just under the 30-minute point. As there's a great shot of Jacob. He's still smiling ear to ear from that first goal, and he's got to like that one even better as he shows his hops, gets up in the air. As that corner kick looked like it was going to be a little long, but looks like the teammates had that worked out. And he hits a nice header straight into the back of the net. And it's 2-1 Thunderhawks. So Fairfield going to start play back up here as the ball just kind of sails straight up in the air off of the defender's foot. Not for sure that's what he was looking for, but it worked out as Fairfield was able to come down and get possession. And we'll have a whistle for a push on East. And that will set up the free kick for the Fairfield Indians again, just right around that 30-yard line. As East sets up the small wall up front. And Fairfield setting up the other wall far to the right. It's a very strange setup here as they are far right and they all go racing in now as the ball was kicked a little short. And now East comes out with the ball, and they've got numbers as they're coming down the middle of the field and tries to make a pass forward on the left-hand side. And Fairfield breaks that up and gives a chance for everybody to kind of recover and reset up. But after that initial kick, the Hawks came out of there with about a 5-on-3. And now we'll get some substitution for the Hawks. So number 2, Brian Perez, and number 10, Jad Keish comes in for number 15, Jackson Hummer, and number 16, Will Hammond come out. So a few fresh legs out there for the Hawks as they're working the ball. Looks like Zane was trying to take it over there. And balls bounce around. There's a hard shot. And it just goes off the side of the net. I think that might have been Brian Perez. I'm not for sure. But he hammered one in there. And it was like a laser, but just went to the side. As the Fairfield Indians take it up through the middle. And we're going to get a whistle on Fairfield now. So the Hawks are going to get the kick. Just right at midfield. Gavin sets it. Everybody merges towards the box. And the Fairfield defender volleys that out. As Gavin gives the pressure, trying to keep the ball on the offensive side. And now there's a race down the sidelines. As the Fairfield player slips. That might be a little bit of that wetness on the pitch now. Ball comes back in play. Fairfield has it at midfield. Couple of players there dancing around as number 22 comes out with possession for Fairfield. Riley Cunningham. East takes that one back. Tries to send it down, looking for a pass through. And seems like we're just kind of volleying it back and forth here with some long kicks from the East back down to Fairfield. Fairfield back up now to midfield as they try a through ball that gets broken up. As there's a nice banging play there with Gavin in number 22. And now Bierman tries to come in and take the ball away. As things are getting a little more physical here in the second half with right at the 25-minute point. And Fairfield players probably feeling a little bit of pressure with the 2-1 deficit for them as they led the game initially 1-0. Fairfield brings it up, working that middle of the field. And now they'll retreat back. Bring it all the way across field here. Tries a through ball. Nice block by number 12, Ty. As he goes in for the steal here. Putting the pressure on. And comes up with the Fairfield player kicking it out of bounds. Puts it on Isaiah Yule and forces him to kick it out of bounds. So East ball on the throw in. As they're trying to get possession here, and I think that will go off the East foot. Fairfield throws it in. Number 11 brings it all the way across. Little give and go with him and number 15 as he battles through. And Gavin just kicks that out to slow things down, let everybody recover. Now wait for Juan Sanchez to throw that in for the Indians. So Fairfield with a couple of substitutions into the game. Bring 2 fresh bodies in. As Sanchez misses that pass, he had a little bit of green in front of him, plenty of space down that left-hand side, but he misses the ball. And East will take the ball back. Comes up to number 7 as he sends it forward. I think that's Will, again, given the pressure. Or no, Jacob. And Fairfield's able to get it out. They try to have a nice pass up. As the Hawks now trying to defend down there against the Indians, as now there's quite a few Hawks converge on the ball. And we're going to get a whistle for a little shove in the back as East will come up. Tries to give his argument. Referee shakes his head, says no, no, no. East ball. Goalie's going to kick that out. Goes deep. East tries to head that. And took possession just momentarily and then kicks it out of bounds right at midfield. Fairfield will have the throw-in back to their defense as they try to go up the center of the field. Now there's a pass through. There's a shot that goes high and wide by the Indians. So it looks like we're going to have a substitution here for the Hawks. Number 16, Will Ham will come back in, and Sean Dickerson. Looks like Ty will come out, take a breather, along with Abar. Catch a little rest here right at the 20-minute and 11-second mark as the Hawks bring it forward. Loose ball in the box here. There's a center as the Hawks are trying to get it back lined up and just come up a little short. That will be a goalie kick, but he defers over to his defender. As they go across. D to D there. And East comes up with the ball after that. And nice save as .22 getting just a little rambunctious there. And we're going to get a card. So the referee will take the book out, mark that down. 22 with the yellow card. At the 19:10 mark. So Hawks will right again, just inside that 30-yard line. Seems to be the magical spot tonight on both sides of the pitch. Hawks will line this up. No short wall at all here by Fairfield. Hawks will line up far left, move towards the box. Gavin tosses it up in there, looking for a body. East can't climb the ladder. Looks like Fairfield will get the header and will go off to the side. And it'll be Fairfield's ball. They come midfield up the center, but number 5 couldn't handle it, but then Brian Perez misplays that, and the Fairfield Indians take it back down to the side, and Gavin will knock that out of bounds. It's a good shot by our field camera there as the Fairfield gets ready to throw it in. Again, shout out to our guys from Westchester Cable TV providing tonight's game. I'd like to thank them and the sponsors that support them to provide this to the Lakota Sports Network out there to watch these games here on Westchester Cable TV. As Kobe takes the goalie kick. Couple of headers there. Ball comes down. Somebody looking to take possession. And Fairfield does, and East punches it right back deep. And it'll go down to the goalie as he does a quick kick forward. It's a nice trap by Bierman as he settles the ball down and kicks it over to his teammate. Now no defender over there on the Fairfield winger, just bringing it right up the sidelines there. And finally the Hawks are able to defend that off as one gets behind loose. There's a shot and a save by Foster. Kobe assesses things. Punts the ball. Nice long one. Deep into the Indian territory. As the Hawks apply some pressure. And again, out of bounds by Fairfield. As Brian Perez comes down. Throws it over to James. Nope, that's Kalind, and he fires one over. Khalid with that kick towards the center that's going to set up the corner kick now. Gavin Hook comes down to take that. He pops one through, looking for the header. Pretty well defended by Fairfield, but as the ball goes bouncing around as they were watching Jacob that time. A little shove from the back, not called. As the ball goes racing down the side now, as the East defender tries to get his foot in there. And Fairfield recovers down quickly. And there's a nice tackle right on the ball by Gavin Hook. Boys just all over the pitch. Playing hard tonight. Shout out to Gavin and his play this evening. And I don't think he's been substituted for at all. So he's been playing the whole game and covering the whole field. As now we see Fairfield set up for their corner kick. 15. Big header out of there by the Hawks. As they're trying to settle it down. And it's going to go out of bounds. Up towards midfield, and looks like that'll stay East way. As everybody seems to be retreating over midfield here. Referee still has his hand up. Oh, it went all the way back to the goalie. As the ball comes up, East throws it forward. Be a throw in for East, but we're going to have a substitution. Varsity comes out. I think number 9, no, Adard comes into the game. I think he replaced Jacob. And there was a substitution on the Fairfield side as Fairfield's dancing around with the ball there just above the box. And the Hawks are able to settle that thing down and take possession and bring the ball forward as Hook looks for a nice pass as Abdar was looking for a through ball there. And now here comes a race down the right-hand side. That's Bierman with the ball. He goes to center. And looks like Gavin may have blown a tire there, but he was able to break up the play, and Kobe's able to scoop that up. As he punts one deep again. As I'm sure that doesn't feel too good as the weather's dropped and nice and chilly out there with a nice header after that big, large punt. As now the Hawks take the ball down into the corner. It's going to be whistled off the Hawks. Throw in for the Indians. Hawks have the ball over there on the throw in. Deep pass. Defended by the Hawks, but we're going to get a whistle, I think, for a hold. Back about the 45. As the Indians will start things from there. As it hits a line driver through. As the ball gets loose. And the East defenders are able to kick it out to the sidelines and go out of bounds. As there's a quick pass in. I think that was a quick pass over to Bierman. Well defended there. That's going to go out the back. And that's going to set up a corner kick for the Indians, which will be taken by number 15, Juan Sanchez. As the Indians mix around, swirling. Not sure who got the noggin on that one, but a nice head ball out. As the ball goes down into the corner, and they're going to call that. I don't see a call yet by the officials. And I think they're going to say that was out on Fairfield. Yeah, that's going to go back to the goalie. And we're going to have a substitution. Looks like number 12, Ty Langhorn, comes back in for East. And number 17, Jacob, back in the game. just under 9 minutes now as the Hawks continue with their 2-1 lead over the Fairfield Indians here in the Hawks Nest. As Gavin takes the free kick, boots one deep into the box, and the goalie jumps up and grabs that and makes a quick throw out to his winger, and the Hawks kick that out of bounds. And another quick pass in as the Fairfield Indians are taking these out of bounds throws very quickly. As a nice play over there. I think that might be Jacob or Abar, I'm not for sure, as they pass one down into the corner to number 10 for the Hawks, Jade, as it gets defended away from him, as the Hawks almost had something cooking there. Down here in the right-hand corner till the good defensive play by the Fairfield Indians, but out of bounds by Fairfield. The Hawks throw it in and head it straight back out and turn it back over to Fairfield. So Fairfield brings in some fresh legs. Number 3, Jarrell Mosley comes in. Bierman with the ball, shoots it back towards his goalie. And the Hawks applying a little bit more pressure now in the offensive zone. And now it's going to force the Fairfield Indians to kick that ball away into their own bench. Hawks got the deep throw in. Fairfield player tries to volley it, but goes out of bounds again, back toward the bench. So we'll rinse, repeat that. Throw in. Hawks throw it in and goes off of them, and Fairfield will get the throw in back to their D-man, who tries to pass it up through midfield. As the ball goes up in the air, Fairfield comes down with it. Number 11 puts a nice shot in there and with some English, and Kobe jumps in there and covers it up and takes a little rest in the interim. He's calling out, setting things up, punts one. Deep, deep ball. All the way down here to the 20 as Hawks are trying to grab possession here. As Fairfield throws it up the right-hand side. 2-on-2. And now they get a third one in there as the Hawks are able to defend it away. Down that right-hand side off of Bierman. Hawks applying some pressure down here in the corner, making Fairfield back out. Little give and go. And they're going to say that went ricocheted back off the Fairfield Indian, and it'll be Hawks ball on the throw-in. Going to leave that for Big Bad Gavin for one of his monster throws way up the side. And Fairfield's able to head that over and taps it in as the Indian forward presses the issue, so Kobe picks it up. Punts a nice line drive one down through. Hawks kick it forward. Headed over by the Indians towards the sidelines here. As number 10 for the Hawks comes in, steals that away. Jade does a good job. And Hawks turn it over at midfield. Under 5 minutes now. As Fairfield pushes it from center out to the right-hand side. And there's a loose ball. There's a big kick, but a lot of air for that. Goes up and over through the uprights, but above the goal. Kobe calling his teammates, telling him what he wants to do. There's the kick. Ball comes through. Hawks give chase. And Fairfield's happy with tapping it over to their goalie. Oh, there would have been a nice steal right there. Good try. As now Fairfield brings it up through midfield as they battle there. Number 13 doing a good job maintaining possession for Fairfield. And after all that, dipsy-do, Fairfield kicks it out of bounds. It's an official soccer term right there. As the ball comes back to the goalie, hesitates, kicks it forward. Two players there for try to head ball that, Lakota and Fairfield, but they're going to call a little extra push on the Fairfield player there. And Lakota will get the kick here. Gavin boots one straight down the middle as it bounces right through. Goalie puts his hands up and pulls that one down. And with a quick throw out to the right-hand side, the Indians are bringing the ball up as we hit the 2-minute warning here. Hawks looking to continue to hold on to this 2-1 lead as they boot it back up through midfield, trying to clear the zone. There's another big boot straight down the center. Fairfield will get that back to their goalie. He punts one forward. Hawks try to volley that and send it back the other way. Nice. Like to see some possession here by the Hawks. Control this ball, kill some time. As now they go for a little possession play here. Left, right, nice move. Sends it down the left-hand side. Now there's a race to the ball as the Hawks try to get there, and the Indians are just going to have to kick it out of bounds. So we're going to have a throw in, but I hear a whistle. So we'll have a stoppage of play here with 46 seconds. We're going to have a quick substitution here by the Hawks. Going to bring in Jackson Hummer. He's going to come all the way across the pitch to take the throw in. As Jackson tosses it in. Hawks are going to try to take possession. There's a shot, but a block by the defender. I think that was number 11. Abar had a good foot in that one as he was able to run into that kick. And that'll set up a corner kick for the Hawks. And they're in absolutely no hurry as we're at the 10-second part. As the ball goes in, there's a shot, goes off the side of the net. And that's going to be the final countdown here at the Hawks Nest. As you see it on the screen there, your Lakota East Thunderhawks come up with a win after 4 2-1 over the Fairfield Indians. That's it from Dave Royce from Lakota East High School. Have a good night. On a sport that I'm not too familiar. So I did have a little bit of help with a spotter. So yes, absolutely.